This is Eagle Owl, and today we're gonna talk about AJ Brown and this stigma of him need to go away. Also, Jalen Hurts is the leader we need. We're gonna talk about it. And lastly, Huff and Stephon Gilmore, these rumors about the Eagles. But let's get straight into it. All right, before we hop straight into it, in case you've been living under a rock, Vontae Maddox is officially a Detroit Lion. So he signed with the Detroit Lions, looked like a 1 year deal, didn't get the full terms of the contract, but another guy on the defense that's gone. We got our fair share of Vontae Maddox. Some of us love him, some of us hate him. But if you could remember when he was drafted, fourth round pick, moved to the slot, and Avante Maddox was a dog. The problem with Avante Maddox is that he couldn't stay healthy, and the past 2 seasons just wasn't good. But I will always remember him. If you want to have any good memory of him, was the Super Bowl, that PBU. It was phenomenal. If you really want to remember Avante Maddox for good things, just remember that play. Don't remember the other stuff. But who would have thought the 2018 draft, the last guy standing in that draft will be Jordan Mailata, the last pick. He gets the money in Philadelphia. Josh Sweat gone. Matt Pryor was traded with the, Carson Wentz trade. Vontae Maddox, and it look like Dallas Goedert will be going soon. So it look like the last guy standing will be Jordan Mailata. Also, another quick hit. Saquon was right. Saquon was right. What was he right about? Let me play this clip.
Hey, one more question, Saquon. One more question. In this free agency, man, I'm a free agent. I don't got no job. Who should sign me in free agency? I think New York need quarterback right now. New York? Who? Okay, brother. Thank you.
Right again. He's like, look, Jameis Winston, the Giants need a quarterback. And, he signed with the Giants. So it'll be interesting what the Giants decide to do. Is he a bridge quarterback for a year? Then they get a quarterback the following year? Or do they roll with Shador Sanders? Who knows what they're going to do? But Jameis Winston is a New York Giant, and Saquon got him a job. And last but certainly not least, let's talk about a little rumor. Calais Campbell, older guy, about 39, turning 40, still high productive defensive tackle in the league. And, he's a guy that's on the Eagles' radar, but do I believe the Eagles will sign him? I say no, and if we happen to sign him, it's because it's the middle of the season. Maybe it's a key injury or something like that, and maybe we just need a guy to fill in, sure. But his numbers at this age, still getting like 5 to 6 sacks a year, is really, really good. Like, he's very, very productive at his age. So would I want him here? Maybe, but I like the youth movement that we're pushing. All right, so let's get into the meat and potatoes. Let's talk about the main topics. AJ Brown. So this AJ Brown statement must stop. So, Eagle Owl, get some little traction on Twitter. So I'm getting some traction. I put out a tweet. I was watching that 7 p.m. Brooklyn interview, and you guys know I posted a lot about Devontae Smith, and I decided to post it on Twitter as well. Devontae Smith saying, the Super Bowl was but seeing the DB look defeated, that's what get him motivated. That's what get him going. And somebody quote tweeted my tweet and said something like, yeah, but when AJ said it, he's a diva though. And AJ Brown retweeted it. So do AJ Brown know who Eagle Owl is? Maybe, maybe not. A shout out to AJ Brown. Y'all know I'm a big fan of AJ Brown. So I was a little happy seeing that, but made me a little sad as well because AJ Brown definitely has a stigma, and I don't think it's good, man. I love Devontae Smith, but everything Devontae Smith said to us fans is gold. And I thought he said the right thing. But I'm telling you, if you replace Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown was saying that, A.J. Brown put out a post. He's agreeing to the post. If A.J. Brown said those exact same words, everybody called him a diva, selfish, a Super Bowl not enough for him, this, that, and the third. But what it sounds like to me is that the players love the process. Now, the reward is the Super Bowl, but they love the process, the grind, love to, do DBs dirty. Like they like that part of the game. And the Super Bowl, again, that's just the cherry on top to them. So again, if AJ Brown said those exact same words, it would have been a problem. So he got a stigma, and Eagles fans, y'all gotta let it go. Y'all gotta let it go. Big media, y'all gotta let it go. Let the stigma go. He's not a diva. He just loved the ball. He loved the ball, man. That's it and that's all. So we gotta stop the negative stuff on AJ Brown. All right. Let's talk about Jalen Hurts, his best friend. So Jalen Hurts, a great teammate, outspoken with his guys, speak to his guys. But Brandon Graham said something about Jalen Hurts that made me feel good. And let me play this clip.
Your teammates have been hitting you up. Your phone's probably been blowing up. What was the one message that really got you in your feels, kind of hit really hard when it came to just you transitioning to the next part of your life?
Well, just I'll just say, my guy Jay Hurts hit me with just man, gonna miss you. You know what I'm saying? Being out there talking, to me, because every practice, you know how I go, talking to your quarterback, let him know, hey man, that throwing arm gonna be tired today, man. You better be ready. Throw me one, throw me one. You know what I'm saying? All that stuff that just go into building every day, building that bond. I think we was more sad this year that it was over because of how much we came together in the end and how we put together that display, in the Super Bowl. It was special this year. And so that's what I'm gonna miss the most. Hearing guys telling me, how much they missed me around, because I'm gonna miss them just as much as they miss me.
That's dope, man. Jalen Hurts being a young guy and Brandon Graham being a veteran, seeing countless, I won't say countless, but he's seen like quarterbacks come in and out. I think he was here with the Sam Bradfords, the Carson Wentz, and all this and all that. But it seemed like the guy he really locked in with is Jalen Hurts, because he said that text he got from Jalen Hurts just meant everything. It meant everything to Brandon Graham. And that's pretty dope for a young guy like Jalen Hurts to mean that much to a vet, whereas usually the other way around, or the defensive guys speak about the quarterback, but not too much. But Jalen Hurts being at his, retirement ceremony. So it's pretty cool. It's pretty dope to see these guys have a relationship on the field and off the field. That's pretty cool, man. So Bryce Huff, I seen something from NFL rumors, which I believe is not true, saying that the Lions called the Eagles about Bryce Huff. I don't think it's true, because Bryce Huff will be in Detroit as I speak. I'll be like, breaking news that Bryce Huff is in Detroit. I don't think that's the case. I think the Eagles are probably trying to call Detroit, like, do you want him? But look, Bryce Huff had a disappointing year. I think he deserves another shot to see what he got. But I think after next year, then cool. But I just don't see how we move that money, because even if we try to trade him, teams are going to be like, look, y'all have to take some of that money. Like, he had 2.5 sacks and he showed no potential. So I don't know how we move on from this guy. Whoever he's traded to, they probably gonna win a trade, because at that point we just trying to get out of that contract some way somehow. And I think how we learn from that, that's why he probably didn't get out the bag like that to no free agents, because it's the Bryce Huff thing, maybe. So maybe we can move him, maybe not, but it's hard for me to justify $30+ million guaranteed just sitting on the bench. Bryce Huff, just come out hungry, man. I think you're gonna be an Eagle, but man, training camp, I want to hear positive news, man. Just positive news. But last but certainly not least, we got to talk about Stephon Gilmore. So Stephon Gilmore is being rumored to the Philadelphia Eagles. I wouldn't mind this either, especially bringing him in for competition. Yes, he's older, but you could get him on a cheap deal. A guy that can still play at a high level, a guy that can possibly start, and also a guy that can push Keely Ringo. Now, if he beat out Keely Ringo, it's like, hey, it's Stephon Gilmore. You got beat out. It is what it is. But I think he can push Keely Ringo to that next level and just having that veteran presence. But I think Adoree Jackson will do a good job with that too. So it doesn't hurt having another corner, especially you just lost the corner. Even though Stephon Gilmore is not a slot corner, but just to have that depth there, it'd be really, really good. But that's all I got for you guys today. And hey, man, what do you think? How do you feel? Jalen Hurts and Brandon Graham, the AJ Brown stigma, gotta get rid of it. And this Bryce Huff, Stephon Gilmore thing. But this is Eagle Owl, man. I'm out.